Cinderella. Hello, my gorgeous. How are you?
I'm here to defend Doug.
Well, listen, he's had a hell of a morning and he's
I love Doug.
his deep thoughts went cross-eyed today. He sat there as I went back to a natural blonde and he was sitting there for an hour and a half going rolling around in somebody else's cut hair. It was a real fun time, Kens. But let's get down to it, shall we? We've got Meghan, both of our favorites. She's pretty amazing. We've got her copycats. And now, for a while, everyone always said she was copying Catherine. Then she copies this person, that person.
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie, of course. But here's the real person
Princess
she's
Diana.
copycatting. She is copycatting Emma Thynn, the Marchioness of Bath. So you'll remember on the far right of your screen, her cooking show, The Garden Party. Well, it turns out she took that exact look from Emma's cooking show, which she did 3 or 4 years earlier. And then the green dress that she wore for Netflix. I mean, the one, that she used the old five-finger discount from a photo shoot.
Yeah.
Turns out Emma actually bought and paid for it and wore it a year before. Are you shocked, Kens?
Well, the Emma comparisons have been existing for quite some time, but I think that they were thrust back into, for years, but I think that they were thrust back into our face when we realized how close Lady Emma was with Venus and Serena Williams around the Met Gala. And seeing Emma truly living out the Meghan Markle dream on full display in real time versus years ago when we were going, that's interesting. Meghan seems to be trying to copy this individual. Also, she's really having a moment right now because Ladies of London is a lot of fun. Emma's a standout on that show. She is she has the biggest moral compass. I know, I love it too. She stays above the fray. Everyone else seems to be a poser in this world that they're documenting, except for Lady Emma. And so I understand why these comparisons have reached the surface again, but I think that they're unfair to Lady Emma. Lady Emma's entire objective is to support the traditions that she married into, to support the estate. She is really utilizing the attention she's attracting to support the heritage in her family and the history and the traditions that she married into. Whereas Meghan Markle is just using the Jam, the TV shows, and all of this to promote herself. Yeah.
And it's funny because, yes, you and other people out there got it. And we're like, hey, what about this? But then when you see these photos, again, I got to bring it up side by side. It's literally the exact same outfits, which I think is so bizarre. However, so yeah, I might be late to the party. I still like looking at this.
You're right that everybody's talking about it again, and everybody's going, no, this is weird, and why isn't it not more mainstream?
Well, and I guess Meghan kind of relied on the fact that Emma was in the background for a while, at least in the States, right? Now Emma also has a Nigerian father. She's got a white mother. Opposite for Meghan, she's a white father, a Black mother who is 12% Nigerian. So, I think Meghan basically looked at this girl and was like, I'm going to copy this and replicate this in the States, except for Emma seems to be the real deal, and unlike Meghan has said, oh, the racism in the royal family. And we all went, huh? Charles walked you down the aisle, girl. What you talking about? And then you got Emma, whose mother-in-law was disinvited from her wedding by her husband because the mother-in-law actually made racist comments and didn't want her son marrying a Black woman. So on one hand, you've got the real deal. And on the other hand, you've got Meghan trying to copy the real deal, but it's kind of like the Temu version.
Always with her. It's always with her. Also, again, we're looking at Emma and we're looking at what her ultimate objective is. Meghan, there are such weird mysteries surrounding the whereabouts of these dogs Meghan rescued. How did her dog break its legs in London? And then we've got Emma, who's erected an entire rescue on her estate. Like,
Mhm.
she's got rescue animals left and right. And she's, you see how empathetic and compassionate she is towards these animals in the videos she posts of them. And it's a we overuse this word when we're trying to discuss Meghan Markle, but there's really no way around it. It's the lack of authenticity.
Yeah,
We
even
see
though,
with
by the way, she likes to think she's the queen of
Yes,
authenticity. You
yes,
know,
she
it's I'm authentically blurs. You know, it's Montecito binge.
yeah,
But I also, I'll never forget when she moved to England to be with Harry and she got rid of a dog
mhm,
because the
left it
dog
in
had
Canada.
not warmed to Harry. Now listen, if Doug doesn't warm to you, okay, but I ain't
Bye.
getting rid of Doug.
Yeah.
Like you're just gonna have to wear shin guards.
Exactly. It also, you have, like, I don't know, 16 bathrooms. You have a big enough property in Montecito, and you would have had a bigger enough property in London or in the UK for your dog to have its own
Yeah.
space away from Harry if necessary. That was a totally selfish, just vile move by Meghan, and it tells us that she isn't this. And remember too, I think she fought so hard for that specific dog because
Mm,
Ellen DeGeneres had suggested at an event, at some celebrity event for this rescue.
mhm,
Ellen was like, "Yo, you should get that dog." Meghan wanted that story. Meghan wanted that story so she could repeat it to everyone that she met.
mhm.
"I got this dog because Ellen DeGeneres told me." So she could name drop, but ultimately she didn't take care of the dog. She abandoned that dog because Meghan, in my opinion, completely lacks a heart and soul unless you smell like a dollar.
Yeah, oh, the dollar, hold on. Nope, not there. My bad. All right, well, you're gonna love this. This just hit TikTok today. Hold on. Yeah. Look
Stank face.
it's some serious stank face. So this is up on a TikTok from a woman named Tyla. Let me read to you the caption. It's a long one. Awkward airport moment. Meghan Markle reportedly caught off guard after being denied special treatment.
Hmm.
An uncomfortable scene is said to have unfolded when Meghan Markle appeared visibly unsettled after airport staff allegedly declined to offer the preferential treatment she was expecting. According to witnesses, she was instead directed to join the standard passenger queue like everybody else, with
Wow.
no upgrades, no special protocol, and none of the royal courtesy she may have anticipated. Observers claim Meghan quietly conferred with an aide. By quietly, I mean the aide probably had, drills born into her. As it became clear, the usual privileges were not being extended this time, while nearby travelers began to notice the tense atmosphere building. The subtle but striking shift in dynamics quickly became a talking point among those present. Now, some insiders suggest the low key decision behind the incident may have carried a deeper message, one that was never intended to be openly acknowledged. What really happened at that airport? So, Kins, let me just let's just go through this for a minute for people who don't know. You know, last weekend, whatever. Recently, I was in the Turks and Caicos for the celebrity opening of the beaches. All right. And there were all those people there, like Jesse Eisenberg, Chad Michael Murray, Nicola Reeve, Boris Kajo, blah, blah, blah. And let me tell you what happens when you have special protocol or special things happen. You don't wait in line. You go up to the desk. They usher you straight onto the plane. You get in your seat, usually first class or business. And then coming off the plane, they whisk you away the second you come off, and you get hustled right through customs or through whatever. Now, this, I believe, was on the way back from Geneva. Turns out Elton John's not lending the plane anymore.
Or Tyler Perry.
Or Tyler Perry. Oh, yeah, no, Tyler Perry was like, I'm done. That's a lot of jet fuel, man. But it is interesting that What was it, American Airlines? They ain't having it no more. They might have given her a card signed by Richie Rich,
Yeah,
but
I think that was, BA. That was
BA.
British Airways, yeah.
You're
Well,
right,
look, here,
sorry.
I'm gonna be hon you're right. Your protocol is absolutely correct for how it works if you're an
Mhm.
A-lister. Am I cynical about the story? I believe the pictures, I see the pictures. Am I cynical about the story behind the pictures? I am, and I will tell you why, and I
Please
think
do.
because you know me in real life, you will know what I'm referencing here, but there are a
Mhm.
lot of people, new faces that have popped up that are making things up because they are riding the Meghan train, and so I think we need to be cautious and careful when we read something to find sources, find other stories that support what people are saying. And in this case, if Meghan is having to wait with the peasants to board her flight, I believe there would be other pictures of Meghan Markle in a waiting area, in a line. I think that we would see that. Are these unflattering of Meghan, and does she look like she's losing patience? Absolutely. I will agree with that. Do I think she's a diva at the airport? I know she is. Do I think that she was forced to wait with the peasants? I'm not necessarily sure of that story. And I'm just saying, I'm seeing a lot of new people popping up and making like wild accusations. Just be cautious when you read those before repeating them, and check with someone like Paula and I and listen to our dissection of some of these stories. But that's why I'm cynical. Do you know what I mean? I need a little something else. I need to see Meghan Markle like next to the Southwest Airlines, like group
Okay.
one photo. You know what I mean?
I would pay for that. If somebody has Megan in line at Southwest Airline looking at her aide going, you know, "Send
But
for
yeah,
me."
unflattering photo. Is she perturbed? I believe she is perturbed, but do I believe the whole spiel? Not so much.
Oh, but you know what I got that is full on, eh.
Mm,
Well, so the TIG, remember her whole thing? The TIG, the TIG, the TIG. It was a blog, for Christ's sake, and
yeah.
it never got that big, but for her, it was successful. It made her name in Canada
Mhm.
for what that's worth.
No, Paula,
However,
you and I know exactly what it was. It was a way for Meghan Markle to get freebies. It was a way
yes.
for Meghan Markle to get free things. She was personally emailing Bobby Brown Cosmetics saying, "I'm
Mhm.
Meghan. I'm on this show you've never heard of called Suits. I have this beauty blog. I have this lifestyle blog. Would you please send me free product?" Meghan Markle got thousands of dollars worth of free product because of the TIG. It also allowed her to differentiate herself from just being the actress from Suits. She could go, "Well, I'm
Mhm.
also an influencer. I have a blog." To which Buckingham Palace said, "Shut it down. It's not that important. It's not that serious."
Well, and also
But
they
yeah,
said, "We don't do freebies, Lady Bird.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
supposed to pay because TikTok, we're wealthy." And
yeah.
Um, however, Kins, if you want to get freebies, guess whose trademark is now available?
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, the TIG trademark has lapsed. Anyone out there is welcome to go get the new trademark for the TIG. And I went online to see what else is going on. The-tig.com is available, the tig.net, the tig.org, the
Mm.
tig.blog, the TIG. It's available. So, you never know, honey.
What does that say to you? Does that say to you that she is
It says it's messy. It says it's messy because frankly, it's not that much money
mhm,
to keep
secure?
the trademark up so nobody can get on your stuff. You have sites like Montecito Minimalist that really just takes the mickey out of Megan, rightfully so. And frankly, any of us could start thetig.com, get the trademark for a couple $100 and just start taking the mickey
But
again.
what does it say to you about her or her not pursuing, continuing to hold on to it? Is blogging too hard work for her? Is it too much work? When you're doing so much to try to become an
So much.
influencer, you've got this new app, this new AI app where you're linking your horrific Bondi Beach
Mhm,
shooting wardrobe. When you're trying to move
mhm.
product like jam, having a blog like the TIG makes strategical sense in the digital space to
Mhm.
promote all of those things. I'm wondering if she's had a discussion with her team about the direction she wants to go, and she is saying goodbye to blogging, goodbye to that influencer space. But then I look at Geneva and I go, well, certainly this isn't the path you think is going to rescue you,
Girl,
because
all she is an influencer now. She's barely a celebrity. So it goes
yeah,
royals, A-list through Z-list celebrity, then influencer. She's teetering off the Z-list into an influencer. But for me, I think she should have just kept it up so that people like, I don't know, UI or Stanley over here. Boop.
just to protect yourself. Yeah. No, I agree.
Exactly.
I just let lapse asever.sucks. I had asever.sucks, and it would just forward you to my website, but they wanted an ungodly amount of money to keep it, and since I didn't promote it, I was like, "I don't need to keep this.
Yeah.
This is stupid."
But
But
also,
asever.sucks used to take you to my website.
yeah, exactly. But it's also not your livelihood or
Yeah.
what your entire image is built on. Oh,
But
I
if you
mean,
think about it, if we really think about it, the TIG is not one of those anchors that she uses in the storytelling of her history. Like, it could be, it should be, but it's Rodney freaking King, who just must be so sick of hearing us talk about him. Like, what did I do to you? Rodney King. It's the damn soap commercial. It's
the soap, the
yeah,
soap.
it's, who did she speak what was the speech she gave in front of Hillary Clinton? Was it UN Women's was she a UN Women's ambassador?
Yeah,
You know, there's
well, no, she doesn't like UN women anymore.
she doesn't
Yeah, I
like him
don't like
anymore, but she'll
blood.
talk about how she gave a speech in front of Hillary Clinton. Like, there are certain things that she repeats ad nauseum, but the TIG is not something that she is trying to in the rewriting of her history that we've watched
Yeah.
over the last 6 years. It doesn't seem to be one of I agree that she should have kept it to protect herself, but I also have observed that for some reason, it's not one of those focal points. She wants to be remembered for, like, going and building water wells in foreign countries, despite the fact that those were just glorified photo shoots for her
By
and
the
things like
way,
that.
now she wants to be known for that, but what she really wanted to be known for was being a Hollywood power player, and that didn't go well. So
Mm-mm.
now she's gonna try to do this, but somebody should warn her. You know, Angela, she's trying to be Angelina Jolie. She's got the AJ playbook, but Angelina Jolie broke. She don't make no money off of that.
Also,
And
Angelina Jolie would have never shared 20 never before seen pictures of a wedding before with us. She just is, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I always use her as an example of how I think I'm surprised. You're right. I mean, I wouldn't say Angelina Jolie is the same movie star that she was today, but the same movie star that she used to be today, but I do still admire her in the sense that there is a mystique and a mystery around her that she's jeopardized through all these court cases with Brad Pitt, but I
mhm.
don't know who she is. I don't know a lot about her life, and I miss feeling that way watching movie stars. I miss not knowing. I just watched Penn Badgley talk about how he watches Timothy Chalamet movies and is like, "Look at Timmy," because celebrity culture has changed for the worse, you know? Like,
Yeah.
we know too much about people, so it's hard to escape in movies and
Oh,
TV shows. And I totally agree with that, and Meghan Markle doesn't realize that what makes the royal family so interesting and appealing is the mystery that surrounds them, and Prince William and Catherine are doing a really good job of dancing,
oh,
on the tightrope, but Meghan is oblivious. Like, she's like, "No, no,
mhm.
no, I'm gonna tell you more, because if I tell you more, you'll like me. If you know this about me, you'll like me. Then I'm gonna tell you this because you didn't like me when I told you that thing, but you'll like me when I tell you this thing." And it's like, well, first of all, everything you say contradicts
Yes.
itself.
Yeah. All right, you guys. I just want to say thanks again. I love you. I appreciate you. Like, subscribe. You know, I did the numbers the other day, and 59% of people who watch are not subscribed, which I think is just so crazy. So don't forget, subscribe, like, ring the bell. Boop. All right. Take care, and I will see you soon. I'm going to be moving, so I'll be gone for a couple days, but mwah, Big old smooches. Bye, guys.